Welcome to Tallulah Bankhead Me to Hollywood Actions. In this video, we're going to reveal the 10 classic Hollywood divas who had the boldest love lives, the wildest affairs, and slept with just about everyone in the golden age of Hollywood. These weren't just beautiful stars. They were women who ruled the silver screen in the bedroom, breaking hearts, bending rules, and seducing the most powerful men and even women in show busin. Get ready for a roller coaster of scandal, secrets, and unapologetic glamour. If you thought old Hollywood was clean and class, think again. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this video and let us know which diva shocked you the most. Now let's dive into the MXXME, seductive, and scandalous history of the most irresistible women of Classic X. 1. Tallulah Bankhead. The Queen of Chaos Tallulah Bankhead didn't just break the rules, she set them on fire. Known for her husky voice, wild wit, and WVCJVXM Vavier, Tallulah proudly admitted she'd slept with more men XEMXNXPMVMD women than you've had hot dinners. She famously bragged, "My father warned me about men and booze, but he never said anything about women and cocaine." A Broadway star and later a Hollywood actress in films like Lifeboat 1944, Bankhead was rumored to have affairs with Gary Cooper, Greta Garbo, Billie Holiday, and even Hattie McDaniel. Her sexuality was fluid before the word even existed. She once claimed, "I'm as pure as the driven slush." 2. Joan Crawford. Ambition in heels. Joan Crawford rose from poverty to become one of MGM's biggest stars. But behind that glammed-up image was a woman who used her sexuality to get ahead and didn't care who knew. She allegedly slept with every leading man she worked with and then some. Clark Gable, Spencer Tracy, Cesar Romero, even Marilyn Monroe's ex Joe DiMaggio were linked to her. One MGM executive claimed she'd sleep with anyone to get a part, male or female. Even Bette Davis, her lifelong rival, hinted at Joan's appetite, saying, "She slept with every star at MGM except Lassie." 3. Mae West. Come up and see me sometime. Mae West was Hollywood's original bad girl. Long before Madonna or Marilyn, Mae was making jaws drop with her double entendres and sultry walk. She didn't just play a sex symbol, she was one, on and off screen. She slept with boxers, gangsters, and studio executives and even kept a live-in boyfriend who was 30 years younger. Her famous quote, "I used to be Snow White but I drifted." Rumors swirled that she had trysts with Cary Grant and George Raft, and that her dressing room door was a revolving one. She was even said to host orgies at her Hollywood mansion. 4. Ava Gardner. The body that wouldn't quit. Ava Gardner was called the most beautiful animal in the world, and she certainly had a wild streak to match. Married to Mickey Rooney, Artie Shaw, and Frank Sinatra, and allegedly sleeping with Howard Hughes, Ernest Hemingway, and even Lana Turner, Ava never apologized for her appetite. She once said, "I made it as a star, dressing sexy, talking tough, and loving like a man." Her affair with Sinatra nearly destroyed his career and she didn't care. She partied hard, cursed like a sailor, and famously said, "I've certainly had my share of lovers, and by God, they were the best." 5. Marlene Dietrich. Lover of both sexes. Marlene Dietrich was Hollywood's ultimate bisexual icon, elegant, mysterious, and openly sleeping with both men and women long before it was acceptable. Her lovers included John Wayne, Frank Sinatra, JFK, and also Greta Garbo, Claudette Colbert, and Mercedes de Acosta. She wore men's suits, kept her female conquests secret but not too secret, and said, "Sex is much better with a woman, but relationships are more fun with a man." America's bombshell. Dietrich turned the fantasy of every man in the 1950s, but Marilyn Monroe was more than just a pretty face. She was also deeply troubled, deeply sexual, and deeply ambitious. Her rumored lover John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Marlon Brando, Frank Sinatra, Tony Curtis, and directors, producers, and married men across town. She once said, "Sex is a part of nature. I go along with nature." She used her body to open doors in Hollywood, and paid the price with heartbreak, addiction, and ultimately, death. Still, Monroe's sensual legacy remains unmatched. 7. Bette Davis. The eyes had it. Bette Davis was Hollywood's toughest diva, but beneath her hard stare and razor tongue was a woman with an intense love life. She reportedly slept with co-stars, producers, and even rivals.